Hello friends, welcome to today's daily devotion. We're continuing in John the 11th chapter as Jesus has come to Bethany to be with Mary and Martha and to do something rather amazing with their brother Lazarus. Today we're reading John 11 verses 28 through 37. Hear now these words. After Martha had said this, she went back and called her sister Mary aside. "The teacher is here," she said, "and is asking for you." When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and went to him. Now Jesus had not yet entered the village, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. When the Jews who had been with Mary in the house comforting her noticed how quickly she got up and went out, they followed her, supposing she was going to the tomb to mourn there. When Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. "Where have you laid him?" he asked. "Come and see, Lord," they replied. Jesus wept. Then the Jews said, "See how he loved him?" But some of them said, "Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying?" This section of the story is the most emotionally gut-wrenching section of the story. You see, when Martha came out to Jesus and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died," she's saying it in a sense of faith, of affirmation. And Jesus responds to that and says, "I am the resurrection and the life. Do you believe this?" And she says, "Yes, Lord, I believe you are the Messiah." Now it's Mary's turn, and when Mary goes to Jesus, she says the exact same thing that her sister did. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." But I think that Mary is not saying it in a sense of faith. She's saying it in a sense of desperation and even of anger and remorse, saying, "If you had been here, why weren't you here?" And she is devastated by her loss. And those that have been trying to comfort her, seeing her in her grief, they are devastated by her loss. And Jesus, seeing all of this, he is devastated. And we get the shortest verse in all of Scripture, John 11:35, just 2 words. Jesus wept. Jesus feels our pain. Jesus understands the depth of grieving, what it has on one's soul. Jesus understands, he comprehends this, and he feels it with us. He has complete empathy to weep with us in our despair, in our sorrow. Whenever we think of Jesus as being some kind of aloof figure, we need to go back and read this part of John 11, that Jesus feels what we feel and he weeps. And we need to have faith that Jesus still is working on that big and, even when we think there's no other and in hand. And I'll see you tomorrow for another daily devotion.